Steph Curry is a generational talent, and even though we notice him for being the greatest shooter of all time, he's in a conversation with LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and even Michael Jordan, because he's one of those players that elevated the game. You see, Jordan, he put the fear in other players' eyes. He's a guy that's known for his killer instinct, and till this day, not many people have been able to match his intensity. And Kobe Bryant, he's somewhat similar, and till this day, I still ball up a piece of paper and say his name. Then there's LeBron James. He's my favorite player of all time. I believe he's the GOAT, but that's a different debate for another day. Now let's get to Steph Curry. I already said that he was the greatest shooter of all time, but it's more important than that. From what I can remember, ever since he won his first ring with the Golden State Warriors, every single team needs spacing on the floor. Centers have to shoot, power forwards, small forwards, of course shooting guards and point guards, but he made positionless basketball. He literally took centers out of the game, and even though they're having a comeback, at one point, they were becoming close to extinction, just because they didn't have that three-point mindset that most general managers wanted all of their players to have. But moving on from Steph Curry, the Golden State Warriors, they are in an amazing position. I would say that they're in the same boat as the Miami Heat because they have Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. That's their veteran star group. And then there's Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, and James Wiseman. And that's 3 lottery picks in the last 2 seasons. And what's funny about that is James Wiseman was the number 2 overall pick. Jonathan Kuminga, he could have really been a top 5 pick. And that's even for Moses Moody. He would have been top 8. Nobody knows why he dropped to number 14. It was a weird NBA draft this year. But at the end of the day, the Warriors were blessed with a lot of great talent. And they're in a position where they're playing for the future and right now. Against some NBA talent last year, Jonathan Kuminga for the G League Ignite averaged 15.8 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 2.7 assists per game. He is known for being a very versatile defender and above average rebounder. Moses Moody, he has the potential to be a great 3-and-D player off the jump, and that's exactly what the Warriors need. So you have 2 players that, even though they could use some polishing on the offensive side of the ball, they will be great defenders. That will take a lot of load management off of Klay Thompson whenever it comes to guarding the best players on the opposing team. And there's this situation with Andrew Wiggins. Now, whenever it comes down to Andrew Wiggins, he has elevated his game. He seems to have this role, and you know who he reminds me of? Not with the build or even his game, I would say what the position that the Warriors need him to play. They need to have him play that same role that Harrison Barnes had when they won their first title. I really believe that the Warriors made the right decision by not trading for Bradley Beal or Damian Lillard, because at the end of the day, Andrew Wiggins is sort of a perfect fit. If he can continue to knock down threes at a 38% rate like he did last year, then there's no way that they would trade him for any other player in the NBA. Now, I'm not gonna lie, let me take that back. If I did make a trade that involved Andrew Wiggins, it would be for Buddy Hield and Harrison Barnes, just to reunite the Golden State Warriors since they ended up getting Andre Iguodala back. That would actually be a great storyline, but most likely that won't happen. Now, whenever it comes to the Golden State Warriors as a whole, I was reading an article by CBS Sports, and they say that the Warriors were among one of the toughest teams to forecast in the next season. So basically, what they said was that this whole season depends on Klay Thompson. They say that if he returns to somewhat of an all-star level, then the Warriors would be an elite team and possibly win about 50 games. And while they do have young talent, they do take into consideration that Steph Curry is 33 years old, Draymond and Klay are 31. So they have to make a strong push, and if they don't, then there will be change with the Warriors. Honestly, I believe they will be a top 3 or 4 team in the Western Conference because there's the Los Angeles Lakers, the Dallas Mavericks, and the Phoenix Suns that are all on my top 3 list. But if they do come back healthy, if James Wiseman turns out to be at least a little better than he was last year, then I expect the Warriors to be the biggest underdog of the season. And that's with or without Klay Thompson. Now, before I wrap this video up, you guys, I do have 2 questions. But first, make sure you follow me on both of my Instagram pages. Once I reach 1,100 followers, I will be giving away an NBA jersey of your choice. And once I reach 11,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel, I'll be giving away another NBA jersey. All you have to do is comment jersey in my DMs. Now, the questions that I have for today is 1. Do you think the Golden State Warriors can make it to the Western Conference Finals if Klay Thompson comes back healthy? 2. What do you think the ceiling is for this Golden State Warriors team? And you know what? I'll throw in another question, you guys. How many points do you think Klay Thompson will average this season? Honestly, I believe he's going to average about maybe 16 to 18 because I believe that they will have him on a minutes restriction for a while. After not playing for nearly 2 years, his game will have to come naturally. Now, the shooting, of course, is going to be there, but I want to see his movement up and down the court because there's a difference between playing in a practice gym and actually being in an NBA game. But I have no doubts with Klay because even if Steph is the best shooter in NBA history, I believe that there's an argument that Klay is the second best of all time. And anybody who says that he's not even close, then they don't clearly watch basketball. And before I head out, you guys, I want to thank everybody, especially the Miami Heat Nation, for supporting my ScottyIce Miami page. As you all know, I hit 1,000 subscribers about last week, and it's truly amazing. We're doing great things. So in the next week, I will have a special video for you guys. And I don't think anybody has put this video out, so it will be special. And like I said, you guys, I appreciate all your love and your support. This your boy ScottyIce, aka Baby Bron, and you already know, I'm out.